Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the Crypto Sharpest Show, where I cover the latest cryptocurrency news articles to keep you up to date on what's going on. And Bitcoin keeps bouncing 64,000 now. The pain's still happening right now, but it is as expected. Once we reach that certain level, then we're going to turn around. And again, I'm calling 45,000 could be the bottom, could be 50,000. We don't know. I just know the buying opportunity or the dip when everyone should start getting back into it is the 58,000 level, because that's where the 200-week moving average is, and that's when usually the narrative will change, but there still will be a little bit more of a dip past that. So if you hit 60,000, that's still great buying. Even right now, it's great buying opportunity. If you're holding for the long run, this is nothing. You're just seeing Bitcoin on sale. It's like a sweet, I'm lowering my dollar cost average. So that's it for the Bitcoin price. Like, we are still just bouncing 64, maybe 66 today. I was feeling we'd be bouncing 64, 66 all week, and then next week we do that dip like we saw yesterday. Like, it was right there, and then we're at 62, 64. So I feel like we're gonna have a slow way down still, but again, it'll happen in a blink of an eye. But what is happening in the crypto space today? As the title says, you can get a digital nomad visa license in Bhutan. So yeah, Bhutan introduced the digital nomad visa backed by Solana. All you gotta do is invest $10,000 in the TER token, and then you get to pay $2,800 a month and stay for 36 months. So wait, and just pay 2,800? Wait, is that it? And then stay, or is that 2,800 a month? And actually, that's pretty cheap. Let's see. So the digital nomad visa is $2,800 a year. Okay, and that's the non-refundable program fee. But there is a mandatory requirement where the minimum deposit of $10,000 in TER tokens at DK Bank. Your deposit is converted to the gold-backed TER token and then is fully refundable upon exit from the program. So, okay, so it's just like basically a hold your $10,000 in this. What kind of coin is it? A gold-backed token out there. So maybe it goes up. Are you getting the value in the TER token, or just still that 10,000 when you choose to leave? I don't know, but the 12-month visa is renewable up to 24 months. Full freedom of travel and reside in Gilifu Mindfulness City. Income threshold waived at the $2,500 a month requirements to be removed. Minimum stay required waived. Sustainable development fee waived, and the digital bank account with DK Bank. So that's really all it takes. So yeah, the $10,000 just to hold as a savings basically, and then $2,800 a year. And yeah, once you're done, you can get that $10,000 back. So would you do that? I know that's one way, but it's pretty cool that they're using Solana. The TER token's backed by Solana, so that's where Solana gets its name. And what's going on with Solana too? Price is at $78. Wow, that's kind of low, man. If it goes to 30, I'm definitely going to pick up some, because I don't think Solana's going to go anywhere. There's still so many people using their network to build apps on. So it's kind of like the Ethereum days, but the younger generation is choosing Solana. So I thought that was pretty cool that Bhutan was doing this, and Solana's backed by it. So that's what's going on there. Let's see what else is happening in the news. Justin, the U.S. regulator OCC, approves Bitcoin exchange Crypto.com to become a national trust bank. This happened on February 23rd. Crypto.com today announced that it has received conditional approval from the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, so the OCC, to charter Forest Dax National Trust Bank, DBA, Crypto.com National Trust Bank. So with this conditional approval, Crypto.com clears a major milestone in the process to provide its industry-leading custodial services, including custody, staking of assets across various blockchains and digital asset protocols, including Chronos and trade settlement. Now, as a federally regulated institution and further establishing Crypto.com as the qualified custodian of choice, once fully approved, Crypto.com National Trust Bank will operate as a federally regulated national trust bank subject to OCC oversight. So will this actually be very beneficial for if we get the Clarity Act to go in? Because right now, if the Clarity Act goes through, only the banks can produce yield on stablecoins. So by getting this National Trust Bank title, will Crypto.com be allowed to offer that? Totally fine. Coinbase, on the other hand, just went full throttle. It's like, you know what? Forget you guys. I'm going to do it anyways. And so, but yeah, I wonder if this is going to be, if that's what's going to happen with this. Like, let's see, someone on Twitter asked Grok, explain this as a 3-year-old. Okay, little friends, your special computer money, like shiny Bitcoin toys, needs a safe box. Crypto.com is a big toy box company, and the boss grown-up called OCC just said, yes, you can be our official safe bank now, so they can hold your toys extra. So, okay, I guess this makes sense for the Clarity Act, which might have a deadline. Do I have that back here? Yes, back here. So, breaking White House sets a March 1st deadline to resolve a stablecoin reward dispute and advance crypto market structure bill clarity per Fox Business. So, this is like a by the news scenario that's happening. So, we'll see what happens if this doesn't happen. I think someone was happening. Like, what happens if it doesn't get resolved by March? Seahawk was like, then it's April 1st. So, there's going to kick the can down the road if this doesn't get resolved. But this is totally a by the news. So, we might see a price spike in it because that tends to happen in March too. Tax season, people get some extra money, maybe they'll invest it. But yeah, so again, if it does pass, then crypto.com is setting themselves up pretty nicely, or just positioning themselves well. So yeah, there you have it. Now, what else is happening in Bitcoin news? Michigan State Matt Maddock just introduces a bill to allow employees to be paid in Bitcoin and then to prohibit the issuance of CBDCs. So very, very cool. That's happening in Michigan State. And there's a lot of stuff happening in the US. Like yesterday, we saw Missouri pushing forward their reserve bill. This news article on Arizona's Digital Asset Strategic Reserve Fund Bill, SB 1649, advances to the Senate consent calendar after clearing the Rules Committee. So again, maybe this is a year we get a couple more states to actually have a crypto reserve. I was about to say Bitcoin, but a lot of these reserves, like wording is a cryptocurrency reserve, but there's requirements or stipulations to it. You need to have the currency has to at least be above $500 billion, hold that position for at least 2 years. And as of right now, that is only Bitcoin that qualifies. So it technically is a Bitcoin reserve, but this is their strategic crypto reserve. And then lastly, in the Twitter news, we have just in a solo Bitcoin miner, just a solo miner spent only $75 to rent 1 petahash a second of hash rate from Brains and mined a full Bitcoin block worth 3.128 Bitcoin, approximately $200,000. So what did he do? Is this a solo miner? But he was renting petahashes to make it stronger? Hold on, can Grok explain this? Hold on, Grok, give me, I want to write this. Grok, explain. No, let's do that. Let me, I prefer just going to Grok. Why leave it in the chats? Let's see. Explain this. All right. So let's find out what exactly happened. How did he do it? So what happened? The miner rented 1 petahash a second of computing power through Brains Hash Power, a service from Brains that lets users buy on demand hash rate instantly. They spent roughly 119,000 Satoshis, equivalent to about $75 at the time, to rent this hash power for a short burst, typically around 2 hours or so, based on Brains' pricing model. Now, instead of joining a regularly mining pool where rewards are shared and proportionally they're shared through the pool proportionately, they pointed this rented hash power at a solo miner that's set up via Brains Solo, which integrates with the CK pool software. And then in the solo mining, its winners takes all. You either find a full block yourself and claim the entire reward, or far more. So, okay, so that's what happened. So instead of this going to a pool, he rented this for a quick 2-hour burst of energy to his little solo miner that's producing probably not even a terahash, zettahash. What's the lowest? Let's just say a hash, just the smallest hash per second, because solo mining is usually very rare. It's like a lottery ticket, but he ended up spending $75 to take the chance in that 2-hour gap, and he got lucky and solved. Which block was that again? Let's see. Let me go back to that post. He solved block 938,092 on the Bitcoin blockchain. So that's pretty cool. So it is possible. So if this gives you an idea just to try it out. Again, this isn't going to always happen. So if you're running your own little solo miner right now and you're like, you know what, let me rent some petahashes out there. And again, it's still a lotto, but it does increase your odds just a bit more. So that's pretty cool if that took place. Now, speaking of mining, let's talk about this mining company, Canaan, that bought 49% stake in 3 Texas mining sites for $40 million. So even though we get some companies that are Bitcoin mining companies that are selling all their Bitcoin, that was a bit dear, but they're doing expansion on that. And like the lowering the hash rate makes it more difficult, like producing like Bitcoin profitable is kind of like hurting right now. But these big guys are still just preparing because they know the time switch is going to just turn around, definitely at least within this year. When, don't know, but they know that the switch is going to happen, and then their mining profits will exceed what they're seeing right now. So they're just preparing themselves. So let's see. Canaan has acquired a stake in 3 operating Texas mining facilities with 120 million watt of power and 4.4 exahashes of hash rate, expanding its footprint in the infrastructure of operations. So, Bitcoin mining hardware maker Canaan has purchased Cipher Mining 49% interest in a trio of Texas mining projects for $39.75 million, expanding its mining interests. Now, the transactions covered joint ventures entities Alborz LLC, Bear LLC, and Chief Mountain LLC, together known as the ABC projects. According to a Monday announcement after the deal, Canaan holds a 49% stake, while partner Wind HQ, a renewable energy infrastructure company, retained 51%. Now, by increasing our exposure to high quality, low cost operational power assets in Texas, we are aligning our proprietary technology with critical infrastructure to drive long term efficiency and scale. And that was said by Nanjin Zhang, chairman and chief executive officer of Canaan. Now, the three facilities are already operational with a combined 120 megawatts of power capacity and about 4.4 exahashes per second of hash rate. Now, Canaan also acquired 6,840 Avalon 81 or A15 Pro mining rigs from Cipher, and those mining machines were previously deployed at Cipher's Black Pearl location, which is being converted into artificial intelligence and high performance computing AI HPC data centers. And wait, hold on. I just got a little brain fart there. Canaan is not a mining company. What did I say in the beginning? They are it just clicked on me to who they were. They actually sell and produce mining crypto miners out there. So like the ASIC machines, pretty much all the ASIC mining machines out there. So that's who Canaan is, buying a stake in these actual mining companies. So they produce they produce the hardware, and now they're getting into this space too. So I just had to make a quick clarification during this during this article. But Canaan funds deals with $40 million shares issuance. Now, the purchase was financed through shares. Canaan issued 806,439,900 Class A shares, equal to 53,762,660 American Depository shares. Now, that's all priced at around 73.74 cents per ADS and subject to a 6-month lockup. Now, according to the announcement, the Texas sites benefit from the electricity costs below the 3 cents per kilowatt hour and include wind power generation and grid demand response capabilities within the ERCOT power market. Now, ABC Projects features industry-leading power pricing and offer a strong foundation for growth, Zhang added. Now, Canaan reported a strong fourth quarter of 2025, with revenue rising 121.1% year-on-year to $196.3 million. As hardware shipments and mining output improve, Bitcoin mining revenue climbed 98.5% to $30.4 million, increasing its treasury to about 1,750 Bitcoin. Now, it has shipped a record 14.6 exahashes per second of computing power and expanded its installed hash rate to 9.91 exahashes and supported by a large institutional order in the United States. Now, Bitcoin miners turn to AI as the margins tighten. So Bitcoin miner companies are increasingly branching into AI and cloud computing as profitability pressures mount. Now, last week, Mara Holdings acquired a 64% stake in French infrastructure company Axeon, giving the company a foothold in the AI services. Now, the move came amid a broader industry trend where companies including Hive, Hut 8, TerraWolf, and iRen are converting mining facilities and power capacity into data center operations, and some players such as CoreWeave have already transitioned fully into an AI infrastructure. Now, Canaan also said that the new acquisitions align with its initiative to stabilize power grids amid rising data center demand. So, okay, so that's a nice little core idea or just hope to do, because again, yeah, like Bitcoin mining has a capability to stabilize energy grids. We've seen that many times in Texas during cold fronts, heat storms, and again, like what they say that they get like access to the grid demand response capabilities with ERCOT. So again, like so they got that going for them. And again, like I said, when the temperatures were cold, when temperatures were hot, the miners just had to shut down for a little bit, and that gave excess energy to go to the town. So that's a cool thought and this thing to continue going to just help stabilize the energy grid. So that's a good thing going, Canaan. So yeah, so they acquired the 49% stake and they're going into it. Now, what else is going on? This is interesting on the Bitcoin network. Satlantis, that's the name of this project, launches Bitcoin native ticketing platform with built-in Lightning Wallet. So they're building ticketing platforms on top of the Bitcoin blockchain. And so they're probably using like the runes and everything, maybe some as in runes or ordinals. They're using one of those techs upon Bitcoin. But the events platform embeds Bitcoin Lightning wallets into each event, allowing organizers to issue tickets and accept Bitcoin alongside fiat payments. So Satlantis has launched as a Bitcoin native events and ticketing platform that embeds Lightning wallets directly into users' accounts and events, allowing organizers to issue tickets and receive payments in Bitcoin without relying solely on traditional payment processors. Now, according to an announcement shared with Cointelegraph, the platform functions similarly to services like Luma and Eventbrite, offering ticket tiers, attendee management, and event pages, but automatically generates a unique Bitcoin wallet for each event to facilitate direct payments and withdrawals. Now, Satlantis also integrates with Stripe to process fiat payments and said it plans to add stablecoin support, allowing organizers to accept Bitcoin, traditional currency, or both through a single dashboard. According to Satlantis' crowdfunding page, investors in the startup include Bitcoin Opportunity Fund and Time Chain Capital, which is a venture capital fund dedicated to Bitcoin infrastructure projects. Now, using the Lightning Network to cut the fees, the company said its model is a way to reduce ticketing fees and expand access into regions where traditional payment rails are limited, using Bitcoin's Lightning Network to enable low-cost cross-border transactions. Now, the Lightning Network is a layer 2 protocol built on the Bitcoin that enables faster, lower-cost transactions by processing payments off-chain. And according to data cited recently by River, marketing director Sam Wouters, the network's transaction volume reached an estimated $1.1 billion across 5.2 million transactions in November. Now, crypto's expanding role in ticketing and live events. Efforts to integrate cryptocurrency into the ticketing parade made many current Web3 platforms with sports teams and travel companies experimenting with digital asset payments for more than a decade now. In sports, the Sacramento Kings became the first NBA team to accept Bitcoin for tickets and merchandise in 2014. The Dallas Mavericks followed in 2019 after owner Mark Cuban signaled plans to support crypto payments, ultimately allowing fans to purchase game tickets with Bitcoin. And beyond payment acceptance, blockchain companies are also experimenting with how live events are financed and settled. TIX, the on-chain settlement network behind KYD Labs, aims to turn tickets into tokenized real-world assets that can be used to access upfront capital and automate repayment flows. Now, major sporting bodies have also explored blockchain-based ticketing linked products. FIFA, the global governing body for soccer, has experimented with non-fungible tokens and initiatives tied to its tournaments. NFTs are unique blockchain-based tokens that verify ownership of specific digital assets. Now, ahead of the 2026 World Cup, FIFA sold right to buy NFTs, granting holders a reserve window to purchase match tickets at face value if certain conditions are met. Now, the tokens are not tickets themselves, but can be traded on FIFA's NFT marketplace. So that is a cool use case for the NFTs. Like during the World Cup, like if the situation was good enough, like you could get it at fair value, not having to be getting it at the marked up prices. So that was a cool use case of it. But yeah, so what was this again? So yeah, Bitcoin Network, or Lightning Network, is getting some ticketing platform out there, and it's called Satlantis. So if you want to host an event, give it a try, check these guys out. I have not personally used them or tried them out. This is the first time I'm actually seeing it, so I'll probably have to take a look into it, see how it works, if it functions smoothly, and is it actually something that we can see happen in the future. So that's what's taking place on Bitcoin's network. Now, what's going on with PayPal? Like, I've been hearing rumors that there's a takeover happening. Was it vice versa? I'm not sure, but PayPal draws takeover interest following a 46% stock slide per report. So after a year-long share slump, PayPal is fielding buyout approaches as rivals weigh on asset sales and possible full acquisition, according to Bloomberg. Now, PayPal Holdings has reportedly attracted unsolicited takeover interest after a prolonged stock slump that left the payment giant trading well below recent highs, signaling that competitors were looking to consolidate their footprint into the digital payment space. Now, citing people familiar with the matter, Bloomberg reported on Monday that PayPal has been meeting with banks to review buyout approaches from unidentified investors. One potential bidder, described as an industry rival, is said to be exploring an acquisition of the entire company, while others have expressed interest in specific PayPal assets. Now, there is no guarantee that a deal will materialize, and discussions remain at an early stage, the report said. Now, shares jumped following the news, but the rebound only partially offset a bruising year for investors. PayPal stock had fallen roughly 46% over the past 12 months before Monday's report, according to the market data shares They were up more than 6% on Monday. Now, the company has pivoted toward digital assets as part of a turnaround strategy. Then CEO Alex Chriss positioned stablecoins as a way to address what he described as the innovator's dilemma, the risk that established companies become too reliant on legacy products and miss disruptive technology shifts. Now, earlier this month, Chris was removed from the job following a disappointing fourth quarter in 2025 financial results. Enrique Lores, currently the HP's CEO, was tapped to lead PayPal through its next phase. Now, despite the struggles, PayPal's crypto push gains traction. So, although PayPal's broader turnaround has been uneven, its expansion into digital assets has produced measurable results. Now, its dollar-pegged stablecoin, PayPal USD, has surpassed $4 billion in market capitalization, making it the sixth largest stablecoin globally, and it now trails only behind USDT, USDC, Athena USDE, DAI, and World Liberty Financial, according to market data. Now, beyond issuing its own stablecoin, PayPal has expanded its cryptocurrency payment infrastructure. The company recently introduced shareable payments links that allow users to send cryptocurrencies and stablecoins through peer-to-peer transfers, broadening access beyond traditional wallet-to-wallet transactions. Earlier in 2025, PayPal also launched Pay with Crypto, a blockchain-based settlement service that lets merchants accept digital asset payments while receiving funds in fiat currency. Now, the offering reflects PayPal's push to position itself as a bridge between traditional payments and on-chain settlement. However, neither initiative was mentioned earlier this month in the company's earnings announcement, nor on management's subsequent call with analysis. So, so is Bitcoin going to get bought out? Oh, no, Bitcoin. Is PayPal going to get bought out? I don't know. But again, there's talks about it. Companies are trying to acquire it. One is trying to get the entire thing. Some are just trying to get some pieces of PayPal. But PayPal is still pushing forward with their crypto push, seeing if it plays out. And again, if the Clarity Act does go through, maybe PayPal is PayPal a bank? Maybe it will benefit them. It might not. So we just gotta wait for these rules and regulations to get by to see who's going to truly benefit and who's not. And that's really going to show who's actually labeled a bank and who's just a exchange out there and you can just swap tokens. So that's what's going on with PayPal. So again, markets are pretty scary. So hence why all the markets are scary right now. Like I think I also saw something like online. Was it Coinbureau that posted it? It was like showing like the housing market. Like there was a chart showing buyers versus selling. Like let's see, can I find that? Let me see, housing market chart. Here we go. Okay, we're on Twitter. Let's see. Yep, this chart could terrify every homeowner in America. Buyers just hit a record low of 1.36 million. So right now, here's all the houses being sold, while the buyers, there's more products out there than buyers. So this could shake a lot of people out there. So there's stuff going on with the real estate market. We got some financial applications or products out there that could be going down. We got some mining companies liquidating their Bitcoin. So there's a lot of shaking going on the macroeconomic side of the entire markets, hence why our prices are kind of shaky. And if we go over to, let's see, crypto bubbles, we're probably all in red today. Actually, no, we're not. So it's kind of a green day, a little bit more green. But if you go for the week, it's red. So, and go for the month, even redder. So again, like the entire market world is pretty shaken right now. But again, that's usually when people are scared and freaking out, this is the best time to just position yourself. All right, last news article I have for you is Solana DeFi project Step Finance is winding down weeks after a $29 million hack. So it makes sense for Solana's price to go down a bit further. Come on, go to 30. I want to buy some Solana and fill that bag. But the Solana projects made the difficult decision to cease operations after January's treasury breach and subsequent failed rescue efforts. Now, Solana-based DeFi projects Step Finance, Solana Floor, and Remora Markets will be winding down operations, according to a Tuesday tweet by Step. Now, following the hack at the end of January, we explored every possible path forward, including financing and acquisition opportunities, but unfortunately, we were unable to secure a viable outcome and have made the difficult decision to end all operations effective immediately. Now, the project said, now, today we are announcing that Step Finance, Solana Floor, and Remora Markets will be winding down all operations following the hack at the end of January. We explored every possible path forward, including financing and acquisition opportunities, but unfortunately we were unable. Okay, that was a tweet. I always hate when the tweets get thrown into the article. It's like I like when there's a little box. It's like, okay, I can tell if I can skip it or not. But they also said we are working on a buyback for step holders based on a snapshot prior to the incident and a redemption process for Remora R token holders. Now, Remora tokens remain backed 1-to-1. We are deeply grateful to our community for the support over the years and are confident that this is the best outcome given the circumstances. Now, we want to thank our millions of customers over the years for joining us on this journey. Now, what is Step Finance? It was founded in 2021, and Step Finance is a Solana-based decentralized financial portfolio manager. The project later expanded to launch Solana Floor, which was a news outlet focused on the Solana ecosystem, and then Remora Markets was a tokenized stock marketplace. Now, at the end of January, the project's treasury wallets were breached with 261,854 Solana tokens, worth approximately $28.9 million at the time, were withdrawn after stake authorization was transferred to another wallet. Now, according to the blockchain security firm 30K, the native token STEP lost nearly 96% of its value following the incident and is down 36% over the last 24 hours, according to CoinGecko. Now, co-founder George Harrop described the shutdown as a difficult day, adding that his immediate priority is finding good roles for our excellent team. He said some parties have expressed interest in acquiring parts of the business, but noted that the company is operating under significant time pressure. Now, here was his tweet. A difficult day, and my core priority right now is finding good roles for our excellent team, Step Finance, Solana Floor, and Remora Markets. Now, some people have reached out on acquiring various businesses, and we will pursue those if serious and have interest, but we are on a time crunch at the moment. Now, the DeFi casualties have been mounting lately, so Step closure is not an isolated case. We have decentralized finance lending platform ZeroLend said last week it plans to shut down after 3 years of operations, citing mounting operational challenges and unsustainable business model. Founder Riker attributed the decision to declining on-chain activity and infrastructure challenges and rising security risks. Now, ZeroLend's native token Zero fell 45% over the 24 hours following the announcement to just 6.5 cents, according to the CoinGecko chart. And the token has dropped 91% over the previous month and 99.4% over the previous year. Now, other crypto projects have also wound down over the past year. Last May, yield farm Alpaca Finance shuttered after operating at a loss for more than 2 years. Derivatives platform Polynomial said it would close instead of launching a token for a dying product. And industry observers say that the wave of closures reflect broader structural challenges in crypto markets. Following the ZeroLend shutdown, Diego Martin, CEO of Yellow Capital, told Decrypt that as adoption grows, companies with tokens that lack clear utility are increasingly struggling to survive. So the key challenge is fragmented liquidity. Crypto trading and custody is fragmented across many exchanges, custodians, and blockchains, he said. Now, this leads to unsustainable pricing and short-term liquidity gaps. When demand increases for consumers, this makes crypto a less predictable and appealing option to pay with. So again, these are just the times we're in right now. These are the news. It's like, it's scary. It's kind of like doom and gloom. Like when we see it, it's like, oh, that project's shutting down this. Like, kind of it feeds into that narrative. Bitcoin is dead, but it is not dead, guys. Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are still going around. This is the time of the cycle. The ones that can survive are going to. The ones that can't, it's just going to fall out. It's just business, and it's also Darwinism, survival of the fittest. So that's what's going to happen. But again, there's going to be a lot more new projects too when one project shuts down. Another one's going to come around again later on, and they may do quite well and survive a lot longer, or just continue going. So again, don't let this futter your views on cryptocurrency out there, blockchain. Don't think it's dead, because it's not. Like, there is so much happening right now. Like, we're just seeing like the FUD side of it, and again, that's scary. It's hard to hold on to. But if you're holding on for the long term, you don't need to be following this news every day. You really don't. It's fun to just stay informed and whatnot, but you just can't let it take it to heart. So yeah, so that's what's going on in the crypto space today, guys. Let's take a look at our fear and greed index. Are we going up or down? We are at 11, so same exact place. Pricing for other currencies: Bitcoin's currently at 64,000, Ethereum's at 1,800. Let's see, XRP $1.35, BNB 587. That one's holding up quite strong. Solana 78. That one's dipping, but again, I want to get that at $30. Yeah. Tron, I'm not touching that one, but 28 cents. Huh. Dogecoin still holding the number 10. Look at that. The meme coin itself, the very first, the Doge father. So this coin's just sticking around. It's holding 9 cents. Where is Doge going to go? I don't know. Maybe one day will be a dollar coin again. Or no, 63 cents was the all-time high. Maybe one day Doge could be a dollar. But again, it's just a meme. There's no utility behind it, but it's going to survive because it's dual mined with Litecoin, which is Bitcoin's little brother. So if you're mining Litecoin, you're mining Dogecoin at the exact same time. So I don't think any of those two tokens are going to be going away anytime soon. Doge going to be here till the end of days. And it's still funny how Doge was created. It was created to be a joke to Bitcoin, and that creator is just not happy. But that's it for the news, guys. Thank you all for tuning in today. I will be back tomorrow with some more crypto news, probably some more bearish news. Like that's because that's what's going on. But again, once we flip that switch, and like, oh man, I'm gonna be so excited. It's like, guys, get in now. Like this is the opportunity to switch it over. But until that time hits, I'm gonna just let you know what I'm seeing and what I'm feeling in the news. It's like I feel price is gonna go down a bit more, but you can either take advantage of that, see it as opportunity, and just wait just a little bit longer, or just yeah. So I'll keep you guys informed. Thank you for all being here, and I'll see you again tomorrow.